Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You don't have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Nobody saw this coming, this 2-14. Nobody did. So I'm curious, where do you think this season went sideways?
We didn't win a game in preseason. And we were fortunate to tie Seattle, I think, in the preseason. We just haven't found our wins. We haven't found our way to win. We saw a tremendous game right off the bat, in New England. Obviously, look at their team now. They've had a fantastic season, and that was a pretty solid win for us. And Brock got hurt in that game in the fourth quarter, and I don't think we adapted well with that. And yeah, I had no place in my mind to see this either. I don't doubt these guys one bit. And if you're asking the question, a little bit, did it go south or something? I don't think that. I think that's what we look like without those guys playing. And unfortunately, they're that valuable to us. And so everybody tried. Everybody did everything they could, and all that, but just wasn't enough.
Pete, despite how the season has gone, do you feel like you still have support from ownership in your belief?
Yeah, I do. From all the guys I've talked to, I do feel I have their support. What that means, I don't know. But our conversations have been really good.
Pete, just going back to what you mentioned about your conversations with ownership, I was wondering, based on those conversations, just what are your confidence levels that you will be back here next season?
I have no comment to make about that at all. We're getting along great. We're communicating really well. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Even Joe Pesci started hearing his shit. Motherfucker wouldn't let me do it. They kept going. He's retired. He's like, do I really got to go out here and say this? I'm tired of him.
Are you retired of him?
I'm got me feeling all retarded and shit.
Well, this is the Cage Match, and we are here on New Year's Eve talking about this game on a regular Wednesday night.
New Year's Eve? Ain't nothing gonna fucking stop us.
No, because
This is
we're trying
how
to stay
you
in your
do it.
algorithm.
All you youngsters
Trying to
out
stay in
there,
your algorithm.
consistency. There is no excuse.
No excuse. All right. Well, Asylum, these shows don't get easier when the way they're playing. And I know a lot of folks were like, oh, man, this is what we want, man. Get the losing. I don't know. But I don't know.
I mean, what can we say? It's just one of those things that, I mean, now people are wanting to investigate us because of this game. Because I'm glad Miami could do it. I'm glad Indianapolis could do it. But when we say that, or when our fans say, let's do it, and it looks like we're doing it, now all of a sudden we're gonna get investigated. Come on, Goodell, bring it. You know what? We'll bring receipts.
How many times have we been accused of whatever to be investigated?
We think that Al Davis still alive because he'd be like, "Bring it! I dare ya!"
Well, before we get into anything, and we're just gonna, whatever. Before we get into anything, we got to do our favorite segment. I know, but this is the favorite. Let's do a little segment.
Our viewers' favorite segment.
Yes, let's do a little CMN, and it's a short one because even he's tired of it. Here we go, Asylum. Let's get that CMN going.
This is CMN, a cage match news update.
Hello, this is Asylum Burgundy at the Al Davis news desk for your cage match news update. Well, it's not like we're surprised they lost, so why are we talking about it? With this man still playing, we knew what the deal was. Even against the other worst team, we knew we were safe.
Shoot, we're in position to score.
Yeah! Gino Myth with his interception from the Raiders.
This is the Tank Fest, so we're trying to lose. And Geno Smith, doesn't matter if we're trying to lose, win, not do anything. He's due to throw a pick.
But for the rest of us that can't cheer for a Raider loss, we felt like this.
Que sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, what will be, will be. Que sera.
I mean, come on, even this fight seemed mailed in. No one came to help and no flags. The only excitement was this referee running like he was entering the ring at Royal Rumble. Give me a break. This reminds me of the Cold Suck for Luck campaign. What's our slogan? Bend over for Mendoza. This is what it's come to. Honestly, I have no words to comment about that. Let's move on. Well, it's New Year's Eve, and I want to wish everyone a safe night. Hopefully 2026 brings more happiness, fortune, and some damn victories. Because another year of this losing shit is gonna make me insane.
There was a little Ricky Bobby action going on there.
Oh yeah, even he's tired of this. Like, what else? What else can we talk about? Because it is what it is. And Asylum,
hey, Sarah. What will be, will be.
That's basically like us, and I'm not talking down on fans because I get it. Okay, we're done because even we say, you know what, just fire everybody, whatever. Like, just blow the whole thing up and start again. You know.
Well, think about it. We knew we had holes starting the season.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck do you end up at the end of the season with more holes than you started with? I just don't get it. I mean, we made it clear. I mean, we know how we feel. Everyone knows, it is time to stop this retread bullshit. It is time to stop this. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and 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 over again. Yeah, that's my Marshawn Lynch right there. Expecting a different result. It is time to get a young coach, give him the fucking 5 years that is expected to turn a team around, and run with it. Good or bad. Let him sink the team for the 5 years. It is what it is. It is time to see it from start to finish and stop this fucking, oh, it looks healed. Oh, no, I recut it open. Damn it. No, it's time. It is fucking time. And I'm sorry, Pete Carroll and Geno Smith are definitely not the fucking answer.
Well, Geno Smith
leads the league now.
Leads the league in interceptions.
All I need is 3 more, and my prediction comes right.
Thank you. Well, I believe he will not be playing though. I believe he will not be playing in this game because of that ankle injury.
Oh no! Hold on! We know Pete. He don't care about injury. Just ask Brock Bowers. If Brock Bowers played with a bad knee, I want to see Geno Smith out there on a hobbled ankle.
Well, and we'll get into it later, but you think that's why maybe Max Crosby was upset when they said, hey, we're going to sit you down? Like, because I'm injured or what? Because the other guy's injured and he ain't playing good. What are we really doing? And we played the clip last week of the our Max Facts, and he said that I don't care about a first round pick. I don't care about a first round pick.
And well, I'm going to say, I'm not going to speak for the whole cage match here, but I'm going to say it. I'm with Max Crosby on that. Fuck where we pick. And I've also heard other players on the team speak the same thing. I don't care about our draft pick. And we shouldn't be caring about a draft pick. We got to stop this thinking and thinking whoever's going to get picked at number 1 is going to fix the fucking problem when the problem is on the sideline. The problem, and I get to try to fix this one, is who the sideline guy puts under center. But if the problem is still the sideline, it don't matter who's under fucking center. The problem is the front office who don't have the balls to stand up to a 74-year-old fucking man and just turn around and say, this is the way it's going to be. Here are your players. Now go out there and fucking coach.
And there was an article that you sent me, and I don't have the visual graphic for that, but about Spytech and how this whole thing, Spytech was just
neutered. Oh. Their words were neutered.
What a hard end. Neutered.
A hard end. He was neutered.
And you know what? And I wish Peggy would be here next week, most likely. I wish she was here now because we're about, hey, Peggy. And everything you said, Peggy.
Ed agreed with me. We can end the show. I got Ed to agree with me. I'm done.
Happy New Year. And Peggy had said, that Spytech is a puppet. He ain't doing nothing. And, we were like, I don't know. But we were still trying to figure out, I was still trying to figure out more like somebody is sabotaging something. First I thought it was Chip Kelly was sabotaging the offense. Then we realized that Pete Carroll was more involved than we all would like, I guess you can say. And
hell, more than we all knew. It was even more than we all knew. And was like, I mean, your statement is correct, but nobody, until he said it after the firing, right? Or was it right before the firing? The game before the firing, that's what it was. When he said it, I was calling those. Then we knew his hands were involved. It was a part, going. And then you start hearing other coaches talk about, we're watching film from 2023 because that's the same offense that they're running.
Yeah. And
that, we kind of have a list. I don't know who the hell I would want right now. I would like to see what other candidates can be out there. If I had to go off this list, I'm all good with Clint Kubiak, fuck, even LaFleur, but I want to see the other candidates as well before I start trying to get in depth on who I bring in as the head coach.
Yeah, we talked a lot about even veteran coaches, and we kind of like, I guess you could say flirted with the idea of Jack Del Rio Part 2. But,
I'll take that one only because he's done it once before with this office, with this
front office, administration,
his ownership in front office. The only difference being Brady.
Yeah.
He's the only one I'm willing to bring back to get a 2.0. And he's young enough to fucking live through a rebuild.
Are you saying that 74 is too old?
I'm saying that it was said about Gruden because he was out for 10 years. And I'm saying it for a damn fact. Sometimes the game passes coaches by.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The only one, okay. I guess McDaniels took a year off and he came back, but he didn't come back as head coach. He came back as offensive coordinator. Kind of just, all right, I'm just calling plays here, guys. I'm trying to think of any other. Well, Sean Payton took a year off from coaching from the Saints, and then that first year, but you knew that. I guess what would be for you, Asylum? What would be the difference between Sean Payton going to the Broncos after the success he had with the Saints, taking a 1 year off in broadcasting and then coming in to the Broncos, compared to Pete Carroll, who had a long time with the Seahawks, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 ring, takes a year off, comes to the Raiders because the Broncos didn't really have a quarterback. They had Russell Wilson. He wasn't afraid to bench him. He wasn't afraid to cut him. Pete Carroll, he had Aiden O'Connell, but he wanted to bring his own guy. But what do you think is the difference between the two? Because coach coming out of having that 1 year hiatus can hurt you or help you depending on whatever your perspective on whatever. But how does Sean Payton do it and not Pete Carroll?
I got 2 parts of that answer. Which one do you want first? The big one or the little one?
The big one.
Okay. Sean Payton wasn't stuck in the fucking past. Right? Actually, that's actually probably the little one. He wasn't stuck in the past.
Yes, awake. Okay,
the other one is he didn't hire family.
Yeah.
Okay? Those are the 2 big things. He didn't hire family that he wasn't going to be afraid to fire. We've been on this. I'm that asshole who will hire my own child, and if they're not doing their job, I will fucking fire them because they're not doing their job. But the other one is Pete Carroll. This is going into 2026, and you're running an offense, that got you basically lost you your goddamn coaching job, right? It lost it. And they were smart. Instead of having to eat the contract and do everything, we're going to give you a front office job. And then your first thing to do when you fucking finally get a head coaching job is bring back an ineffective offense with an ineffective quarterback. Those are the big things right there. Sean Payton observed what he had. He played the 1 year with Russell Wilson. And when Russell Wilson was not working, he turned around and said, sit your ass down. I'm going to see what I got over here. And saw what he had. Saw he had nothing and went and drafted Bo Nix. I'm not saying Bo Nix is the truth. I'm not saying anything. But he went and saw what he had and wasn't afraid to do what a head coach is supposed to do. You're not performing, sit. I'm giving somebody else a chance. I don't have what I need on this team. I need to bring these pieces in. He was able to go innovate. I know what people are going to say. Well, Pete Carroll's only having 1 year. The difference is he's stuck with players who were not performing
and coaches
and was not willing to sit them once. All you heard was, this guy's not ready. This guy's not ready. And when you're forced to put him in the game due to injuries, he outperforms everybody who has played that position all season long. But he wasn't ready. But all of a sudden he is ready. Now we want to sing his kudos? No. Pete Carroll is stuck in the old days. That to grow and make the changes that are fucking needed. His first thing to do was fire the special teams coach because all of a sudden the kicker missed a few field goals. And the next week, let's go ahead and fire our offensive coordinator because my plays ain't working. I mean,
and you know, and that's what their article said, that Pete Carroll was running. I think it said even he was running the offense from like 2 years ago, 2023, and that everyone can tell that wasn't a Chip Kelly type of offense. That was a Pete Carroll type of offense. And that's why I kept thinking, like, okay, somebody is screwing over somebody intentionally. Or maybe if it was Pete Carroll doing it all, no, you know, it's like that person, oh, no, let me help, breaks it. Let me help. No, I can help you, breaks it. No, for real, we usually breaks it, you know? And I watched the press conference today, and I don't know, because, you know, when you try to, like, they say all the same things, they say all the same, oh, you know, we're just, you know, competing and we're just taking it week by week, whatever. But you really try to look at his eyes and see, like, what is he really saying? And I don't know, I looked at, you know, looking at Pete Carroll's eyes were all kind of red, like he was trying to, like, hold in. I think he knows. I'd be surprised. I don't know. Because the announcers in the game were saying, well, you know, Pete Carroll will come back next year because he got all his energy. But then the reporters are saying this could be his last year. You know, in fact, that this past Monday's press conference was probably going to be his last because, you know, they do the after game one. And then after that, it's, we have relieved so-and-so of their coaching duties. So I don't know. But I think that, yeah, okay, you know, some folks are like, well, just give him a second chance. But it's not necessarily the performance or really like the way the games were. Because if you look at the schedule, we got blown out in almost every single game. Every loss, you know, they were big deficits, and it's just the decisions, like you said, Asylum. It's just the decisions, like, oh yeah, this guy's not ready. He goes in there and he's better than half the offensive line. Oh, this guy, you know, he has to work on stuff. He goes in there and he's dominating at left tackle. You know, Grant dominating at left tackle, stalemate, dominating him. And the scapegoats that he used to say, I'm making changes, like you said, special teams coordinator. Special teams wasn't a big issue. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but we couldn't move the ball. So you saw more special teams because they were punting more, because you couldn't move the ball. And then defense was getting tired. So, of course, well, all those same guys, you know, I don't know. All I'm saying is that it's decision-making.
It's just one of those things. It's, you know, we knew he was not afraid to blow up teams. He did it in Seattle, right? It was like 1 year, everybody was like fucking gone. And look at the people we lost, right? Look at the people we lost. We lost a lot of key people on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And now our defense has not been up to par because we didn't want to pay him, or they didn't fit Pete Carroll's vision for a defense
What up?
that he's trying to build because he wants bigger backs, right? I mean, defensive backs when I say backs, he wants bigger backs. But what was wrong with Spillane? Okay, Jamal Adams is the only good Landon Roberts. No, not Roberts. That was good too until he held out or told him off or whatever it was that got him fucking cut. Okay, I get blowing up and trying to build it in your own image. I do understand that. But in order to get everybody, and that means the players on the field, because tell me the last 4 games, the players on the field look like they wanted to fucking be there. They don't.
It
They
looked
are
bad.
fucking phoning it in. You could see it. Nobody went to go help their guy who's getting his ass kicked on the sideline. Come on.
Yeah. And the whole game just look. I mean, even the referees are all like, "Why are we doing this game?" No flags were thrown. That was the second altercation between the Raiders and the Giants sideline, and no flags were thrown. And it's like no one wanted to be here. It's just, hey, whatever. We're just here.
The team is supposed to take the personality of the head coach, right? I mean, yes, AP admitted he did not do things the way he wanted to. His mistake. But did that team ever look defeated during the season? No.
No, not necessarily. No.
They were still out there trying to do absolute everything. They said draft pick be goddamn. We're winning.
They looked more frustrated than defeated.
Huh?
Yeah. I said they looked more frustrated than defeated.
Yes, exactly. But that's the thing. How do you build a culture? How do you build a winning culture by fucking tanking for the first overall pick? You don't, because that builds a losing culture, which I'm sorry, the Raiders have already had for 20 plus fucking years. You build a winning culture by winning games, whether they're meaningless to the fans or not. You build the winning culture by winning games. And AP at least won, what was it, 6 that season? But
I'm trying to think. So many losing. I can't. 4 or 6.
We can say
4,
this much. Okay, 4. We can say this much. He's won more than this Hall of Fame fucking coach did in the last 2 years.
Yeah, the last 2 years. It took a break.
No, he did not take a break. He was relieved of his coaching duties and put in a front office spot. There is a difference. Sean Payton got fired and took a break and came back. That's taking a break. He was relieved of his fucking duties, and that should have told you everything before fucking hiring Pete Carroll.
I was being sarcastic. So does that mean we should get Mike McCarthy? No. He took 2 years off. All right, so this is what happened. After the game, the Raiders moved up to the number 1 spot, still holding on to it. But after the Falcons win, when they beat the Rams,
our training don't come out till next year.
The Raiders secured at least the number 2 spot. So right now, it's between the Raiders.
Be anything less than number 2. I hope everyone is happy.
It's between the Raiders and the Giants. And going into this game, this is the scenarios of this. Raiders scenarios for number 1 pick. Raiders loss clinches the number 1 overall pick. But first, if automatically the Raiders automatically clinch it with the Giants win. But if the Raiders do win somehow, some way, because you don't know right now, because they're on their 3rd string quarterback that the Chiefs are, the Chiefs have. So I don't know. And as he's talking about, Pete Carroll's talking about playing both Pickett and Aiden O'Connell, bringing them out the garage. Oh yeah. So if the Raiders do win, the Giants win, the Raiders get the number 1 seed. Or if Seattle, Cleveland, and Atlanta all lose, the Raiders will win that first round pick. I think that's how it went. Yes. Whatever. So the Giants have the Cowboys and the Raiders have the Chiefs. The Cowboys just released Trey Diggs. So yeah, the Cowboys did.
Was just picked up by
the Packers.
The Packers, that's it. Thank you.
So, but another news, other big news, Asylum, was the benching of guys like Jeremy Chin, guys like Brock Bowers, guys like
hold on, all on injury reserve. All of a sudden, we're concerned about injuries. All of a sudden, with one game fucking left.
Well, I mean, I would say that was probably one of the good decisions that he has made. Like you said earlier, you didn't try to do that with Brock Bowers after game one when he got hurt when he hurt his knee against the Patriots. And Pete Carroll did talk about that, and that was also in the intro. Was that we got hurt. Brock Bowers got hurt in her first game, and then we just could never, basically we can never recover after that. But you forced him out there for like 2 games ineffectively until you finally benched him or sat him for.
It was
ridiculous.
And then he was out for, what was it, 3 games, 4 games? Right? So, I mean.
3 games for, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, So technically you had an ineffective or a non-existing player for, what is that, 7 or 8 games?
Yeah, it's half the season for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, and then now all of a sudden we care about him? Come on.
And, it's funny because, hold on, I'm just trying to find that graphic. It's funny because the 2 main guys, the 2, stars on offense and defense are both the only ones going to the Pro Bowl. And they were both sat before this game. They both put on injury reserve. There you go, Salem. Brock Bowers only played 12 games, but he was really effective in the last, the first game and the last, 3, 4 when he got the ball.
No, the first game back after the injury stint, and then the last 3 games or so, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have Max Crosby, who got hurt in that Chiefs game when that dude tried to cut block him on the line of scrimmage. Been playing with that knee, but Max Crosby was able to, I guess you can say, deal with the pain. I mean, he chased down the running back for the Texans 2 weeks ago. But we all keep saying, we always say, why don't we just sit him? We ain't going nowhere. We can clearly tell that this team is not trying to go anywhere. So let's just sit these guys. And I know Max Crosby, we saw last year. I don't want to sit. But see, you get Jeff from the champ. You know what, Jeff? I don't care.
You're going to listen to that all year now. All off season, all regular fucking fantasy until he gets his ass handed to him.
I got to wait a whole year.
Say, hey, I was the first.
He's going across. He's talking mess over all 50 states, kind of, whatever. Anyways, so here we go. This is Pete Carroll. Talking about putting his players on the injured reserve. So this is him. The media asking him this on the press conference. So here we go.
Pete, when you make some of the moves that you guys made, putting some of your star players on IR, do you think any of that gets into the head of players where
they were aware of it? They're aware of it, and they missed their guys. Shoot, Max is pretty good, and he carries a lot of weight, and Brock, same, Chin, same, all those guys were hurt. They were hurt. And I know the stories go otherwise, but they were hurt. And so
that caption's wrong.
They knew.
Over here. In terms of the morale of the players,
the caption's wrong.
Yeah, we know that Max is the emotional leader. Was he able to be here tonight to help with the?
No, he'll be in the morning. He'll be with us in the morning.
Okay.
Let me say this too: that Max was freaking heartbroken that he couldn't play. He's heartbroken that he couldn't play, and it means so much to him. He was having a great season. He's been hobbling around for months to get to the games, and it just got too far, and that's why he couldn't play. And he would never have taken himself out. I wouldn't have taken myself out. I get it. I totally understand it, but we just needed to protect him. And it was obvious that we needed to from one end of it. But I don't blame Max for being upset one bit. He's too much of a warrior to accept that, and so it kind of breaks my heart that he didn't have a chance to finish this season with these last couple of games, because he was having a hell of a year, and it doesn't take anything away from it. He just couldn't finish, but he would have, if we would put him out there, he'd have gone no matter what. And that was that the right thing? The decision was no.
Now, before I go on, I want you to really listen to what he just said. But I want you to really listen to when they ask him again. So this is today's press conference that I'm about to play right now. I want you to really listen to how he answers this question, because it kind of feels like they might have, they're not right now, they're taking the keys away from Grandpa. So I want you to really listen to this, because it's kind of like this. I don't think this is a Pete decision. So
in past, has everything kind of been settled with all that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Max has been amazing, and I was right there with him, fighting the decisions that came about. But when you're in the middle of it like he is, you ain't always going to be the clearest about he's willing to put his body on the line no matter what. And he was willing to do that no matter what. And I admire the crap out of his approach and his vision. And so the fact that he had to process it and get through it is totally understandable to me.
So was the decision like a collaborative decision to shut him down, or was it just like doctors that shut him down? Who ultimately?
Yes, everything comes into play. The doctors had a big role in it, and the guy that will do surgery on him had a big, they have a lot of impact because they've got to, do the work to get him right again. So, but everybody contributed to that.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
But I mean, it's crazy how he answered that question, and they kind of heard like, wait, so this was a collaborative decision to sit Max Crosby down? So now it's like, well, wait, did Pete Carroll even make this decision? Was he really gonna roll them out there? If Max Crosby really did need the knee surgery, because we talk about it every Friday when we're doing the injury report. Max Crosby is on there like practice. Max Crosby is on there, didn't practice. Max Crosby is on there, full practice, but light practice after the fact. He did start and play every single game so far up until this last game, but it sounds like Pete Carroll didn't make this decision, and he was probably sitting there with Crosby like, "Well, you're gonna bench him? Well, you're gonna bench him? You're going to sit him down?" And Max Crosby getting mad. So this is probably where, the Jay Glazer reports and all that. People are freaking out. Like, does that mean Max Crosby is going to want to leave?
Until you hear that from Max Crosby's mouth, shut the fuck up. Because that's the one thing Max Crosby's never been afraid to say what, if he turns around and says, you know what, I'm not happy, it's not working, I need a change. Then just shut the fuck up about Max Crosby. Everyone's speculating because they want to be the first one to say, see, I told you he was getting traded. See, I told you he wanted to leave. Come on.
Total tackles this season, 73, 45 solo, 28 assists, 28 tackles for loss, which I believe was second before he was sat down, second in the league behind Myles Garrett. 10 sacks, 1 interception, his first of his career, and 2 forced fumbles. If the Raiders do in fact, hypothetically speaking, trade him, and it all depends on what the other team would give up for him.
I think I sent you the link. Every trade package that the experts were putting out there guarantees you 2 first-round picks for the next 2 years.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, maybe let's get a third round pick. I mean, a third first round pick. I don't know. We'll see who's making the negotiations goods.
The problem with all this is it comes down to who's fucking in charge and making these picks. Right now, with where we're at, and we're going to make the assumption we have the same front office and same head coach, we will fuck up this number one pick. You heard it here first. I said it first. As long as Pete Carroll, Spytek, and everybody's in here, we are fucking up this first round pick.
I mean,
prove me wrong. That's all I have to say.
The last time we got a first round, first overall pick was Jamarcus Russell in 2007. That was Al Davis.
Damn, Matt Millen.
That was the story of Matt Millen told, where he said, "Hey, when he was with the Lions, the Raiders had number 1, the Lions had number 2 overall, and the 2 top prospects were Jamarcus Russell and Megatron, and Matt Millen, the GM for the Lions." They did the interviews, whatever, and then one of them was a Jamarcus Russell, and I guess they interviewed him first, and then when they heard how he answered the questions and all that, whatever, they were like, "No, this guy is no." And he called Al Davis because there's still respect. Matt Millen was drafted by Al Davis. He played for Al Davis. He won 2 rings for Al Davis. Hey, Mr. Davis, honestly, do not draft Jamarcus Russell. He's not all for football. No, okay, he's you could tell he'll get distracted easily. And Al Davis thought, "Oh, you're trying to play me? I know those games. I used to run those same games 40 years ago." 2007 draft, the Raiders, a number 1 overall pick, select Jamarcus Russell, LSU. Next.
Unfortunately, I knew somebody who was ecstatic for that pick.
Oh, you mean the biggest Raider fan of all time?
Yep. Who didn't go to games.
Who wasn't going to games? So no, kid, that was Al Davis, 2007. I always say the years after the Super Bowl was his desperate years. I wouldn't say it was a senile years. I would say he was desperate, trying to put a team together as fast as he could because he knew his mortality was coming. But we don't know. We weren't back there. We weren't in the behind the scenes and all that. But now, like you said, Asylum, it is who is in charge of the Raiders now? Who is the GM? Well, we know the GM is, but who's really calling the shots? Who's really the one making the decisions?
And I also read an article that it seems like even if they move on from Pete Carroll, Spytek is staying on as GM.
Yeah.
So if that, rumor mill is true, we at least know we have the GM, but who's the coach going to be? And who can, who does this coach want? Who does this coach, think can be?
Happen ears, Mom.
We could say this because we're being hypothetical right now, right? Remember, keyword, hypothetical.
Keyword, pathetical. Keyword, pathetical.
Coach comes in and says, "We have our fucking starting quarterback. I like Aiden O'Connell. That's who we're running with. I'm going to go in a different position," right? And go. I also heard Spytek did not want to draft Ashton Jeanty. He wanted to draft the same position I screamed for the whole offseason leading up to the draft. That was an offensive lineman.
Miambo or Mambo or plays for the Jets now. Mambo. I want a Mambo. Mark Davis just needs to sell a few more brake pads. So are you saying that if Chris Farley is Mark Davis, does that make David Spade Tom Brady? Yes, I had that phrase. Okay. Well, you know what, Asali? No, we have the first interview after Max Crosby ran out or whatever. They tried to report that he was mad, he was furious, he was throwing things, he was busting through the doors, whatever. I'm exaggerating that. But we do have the first interview. Of course, it's with Jim Gray, which I feel like Jim Gray is like the Sith Lord. in Star Wars, I'm just the guy, whatever. And then eventually he turns over, makes Darth Vader, you know the phrase, whatever it is. Okay, here is Max Facts. He's the Emperor, and maybe I don't know who would be Darth Vader. Would it be Tom Brady? Tom Brady would turn into Darth Vader?
Probably in this case, yeah.
Or Lord Helmet, whichever way you feel about him.
Lord Farquaad.
He's too tall for that. But anyways, here we go. This is Max Facts. Yes, Max Facts with first interview after his
Max, how you doing, pal? Been an interesting weekend for you.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Doing great. Phenomenal. Here at the facility, got a great workout in this morning, and life is great.
You're on IR. Your season's complete. If we're to believe reports, there'll be some sort of surgery and your knee is hobbled. How are you feeling, and how would you describe what's going on?
Yeah, I'm honestly doing phenomenal. I'm here at the facility. Have a lot of thoughts and emotions, but I'm here. I'm focused on putting the work in and being with my teammates. At the end of the day, I love being with my guys, and that's it. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm doing great though, happy, and that's all I can say on that.
How many surgeries have you had?
I think 8, coming up on 8.
When you know it's in front of you again, how do you approach it?
At this point, I'm used to it. It started my rookie year. I broke my hand the first preseason game, tore my labrum, broken my hand multiple other times. Knee surgery, ankle surgery. I've had it all. But that's part of the game. When you sign up and you play in the NFL, that's what comes with it, and that's what I signed up for. And a lot of people had their comments after last year. Oh, he's gonna, he's got hurt. He's gonna be he's gonna slow down and this and that. And I wanted to come back and prove to everybody that, I'm far from that. I'm in my prime and at my best. And I feel like I was able to do that. And and until they told me I couldn't. But anyway, fortunately, this surgery that I got coming up, I tore my meniscus in week 3. You know what I mean? So it was a thing that was going on for a long time. And I played through it. I knew what it was, and it's gonna, it's not gonna be nearly as long as my ankle. The ankle I had to get a full tightrope, and I banged it up. I tore my ligaments and all that, so that's a whole different deal. But yeah, I'm excited to get it trimmed up and get right back to work, and get ready for 2026.
Now you see there, he said, until they told me I couldn't play. Something is going on behind the scenes at, I think the address is Raider Way. Something, the street sign is black compared to the other ones are green over there in Henderson. Something's going on behind the scenes there.
Something fishy.
Asylum.
Okay.
Something is going on over there. We got to get we got to get some kind of investigation going on. Something is going on, and I feel
be out there and start doing his job. Damn
it! You had the videos, which I don't have, but you had the videos of Max Crosby playing basketball to show a statement. They said on Instagram, playing basketball, my knee is fine. Jump on a trampoline, my knee is fine. There's a lot of subtle messages that are being said between with Pete Carroll and Max Crosby, and then the stories are coming out. I feel like this is at the end of a certain administration nationally, and then after that ended, then all the books came out of the decline of cognitivity. I'm making words up, but you know what I'm saying. Where now it's like, wait a minute. Everyone is now screaming, "Let's go, Brandon!" Not Brennan, not Brennan. Let's go, Brandon. All these stories are coming out. And I feel like slowly there are leaks coming out that who was in charge, who was not in charge, who was going against who. And Yeah, okay. It'd be interesting to really learn all this. Maybe 20 years from now, we won like 1 or 2 Super Bowls. But living in it right now, Asylum, doesn't it just annoy you that we basically just wasted a year of Raider football because the front office and the coaching staff, or the coaching staff and the players, or the front office and the players, they weren't all together as one going into the 2025 season? Doesn't it annoy you?
That wasn't the Kool-Aid we were sold.
The Kool-Aid
they were all on the same page. Everything was going to be hunky-dory. The gravy was going to go with the mashed potatoes and the turkey, and it doesn't go with either one.
Do you remember back in 1996? Arcadia would know because we were in 6th grade. We kept seeing these articles on the newspapers and all that. Newspaper, for the young folks out there, is a big paper with the news on it. Newspaper.
I remember newspaper. I got the grade. I remember fucking, kids used to have a job delivering those. That was their first job.
It was used for cleaning your windshield, and if you had a bird, that's what you laid on the ground.
You didn't want streaks.
Yes. But anyways, they would be delivered by a guy in a car. Yeah, I saw that. They don't ride bikes no more in the hood. But anyways, in 1996, there was this guy with no eyelids. Halley's Comet was coming. And he said, there's a spaceship behind that comment. There's a spaceship behind that comet, and it's going to take you to heaven. Come with me, everybody. We're going to go to this little area, have brand new Nikes, and drink Kool-Aid, and we're going to go on that spaceship and take us to heaven. And the people who followed him, they went there. They had their bunks. They had their brand new Nikes. They drank the Kool-Aid, and it was a cult. They all died. The Kool-Aid was poison. They tricked you with the brand new Nikes. The Kool-Aid was poison. And then it became big news. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I do, because I was kind of traumatized. Like, wait a minute. This guy with no eyelids? Huh?
Jonestown.
You remember that?
Jonestown. I know what you're talking about. That was in Africa. It's Jonestown. And yeah, they drank the Kool-Aid, and I felt like we drank the Kool-Aid.
Pete Carroll, I don't know who it was. If it was Pete Carroll, if it was Tom Brady, if it was Spy Tick, if it was Mark Davis, I don't know. Somebody, he looked more like Mark Davis, but he could have been, I don't know. But we all believed, okay, Pete Carroll, and I said it, and you didn't say it, but you were all like, yeah, I can see it that way. I can see it that way. But I was all like, oh, Pete Carroll's coming in, okay, Chip Kelly, okay, we got adults in the room now who knows what they're doing. Chip Kelly was he established himself in the college game. Yeah, he had one try up here in the NFL with the Eagles and the Niners. It didn't work out. Went back to college. He just came from a national title, and then he comes over as offensive coordinator, Pete Carroll, the 10 plus years with Seattle, went to a Super Bowl, won it, went back the next year, should have ran it, would have won a second one against the Patriots, whatever. But we were like, okay, established coaching staff, many years of success. It shouldn't be some kind of, oh, we're taking a chance on this guy, AP or McDaniels. Let's see if he can do it again, even though he wasn't successful, whatever. Bring that Patriot, whatever, over to the Raiders and they'll win. We kind of like, okay, these guys should make it work. And then it's like, well, we don't have a quarterback. Let's go get Geno Smith. He's having a dispute with his contract. We can bring him over here, and then he could be that bridge quarterback, that veteran quarterback. And me, who I probably took the Kool-Aid and big old gallon and through the veins, was all like Geno Smith. He could be our next Rich Gannon, because Rich Gannon came from the Chiefs, and he was kind of whatever. So Geno Smith's coming over from the Seahawks. He'll come over here. He had success. He'll just bring along to the Raiders. Pete Carroll knows him. So Pete Carroll, they know how to work together. And then you said, well, I don't know if he'll be able to run the Chip Kelly offense, but they say he's more mobile, so maybe it'll work out. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm that delusional Raider fan that has not seen a championship team yet. The closest I got was I went to the game against the Tennessee Titans in 2002 when they went to the Super Bowl. I was at that game up at Mount Davis. My big old headphones listening to Greg Papa and Tom Flores on the radio as I saw these dots on the field fighting each other, whatever. But I believed in it. Now I was like, okay. Now I wasn't expecting us to go to the playoffs, even though, every year it's going to go 17-0.
17-0, baby. Next year, 17-0.
I was like, okay, we have a chance to at least show improvement. That's what we want to see is improvement. And after that,
I told you that Kool-Aid smelled funny.
Well, after the Patriot game, you were like, oh, and I text you, is this what a real offense is supposed to look like? You're like, I don't know.
Hey, they had me thinking about tasting the Kool-Aid after that Patriots game. But then they turned into the fucking exactly what I thought it was. Geno throwing 15 fucking interceptions. And what did I say about Geno? What did I say? What was I worried about?
He could be a good quarterback as long as he watches the turnovers.
And I said I was worried about the fucking interceptions. And how many did he have last year?
That was a lot. I don't have that graphic.
He had 14 fucking interceptions. How many does he have this year?
He has 17, which beats Tua because Tua sat 2 weeks ago. 17 interception, which leads the NFL. He came back after that one game off, and he said, let me remind you who I am, the guy why I make the big bucks. Pick six back that way against the Texans. Now, a lot of folks were all like, yeah.
I told you guys I was worried about this shit. Yes, my hopes got a little picked up there after that Patriots game. I'm not going to lie.
What's up, Homer?
I'm not going to lie about that. It was one of those, maybe I was wrong.
Hey, happy birthday, Homer. Happy birthday, Homer. He turned 21, so he'd be able to drink now.
That was before the season started.
As I said, Homer, delusional Raider fan here, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to eat my crow. Is it really
your birthday? Well, happy birthday. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Homer.
I'm admitting it right now, okay? This is I don't know, would you call this Raider Anonymous? Okay. This is RA. My name is Raider Savage, and I am a Raiderholic. And I believed in this team, this coaching staff, and these players that they put out there, that they went out there. And I thought we were going to go somewhere. And I sit here each week, twice a week, doing these shows, trying to spin some kind of positivity in it, trying to just laugh at what, it's just, but you know what? I became Asylum. I have now officially became one of those Raider fans that it's like, no, you got to show me something now because I'm sick and tired of Mark Davis. I'm sick and tired of you selling me Kool-Aid with poison in it. Okay, I'm tired of it. If you're going to give me Kool-Aid, it better have like some kind of liquor in it. So I can be like,
so much rat poison, damn it.
I'm still here, so I guess I've grown immune to it, but it still don't taste good. Okay. It still don't taste good. And here we are, Asylum, going through another year, most likely, of who's going to be the next guy to be our Raider coach. Who is going to be the next guy to take over the reins of this organization that hasn't done nothing since 20?
It's what we want, but I don't know if that's going to happen, though. That's what scares me right now. I'm telling you, I don't know. It's what should happen. It's what needs to happen. But the question is it going to happen?
And I want to know, though, who really picked these players?
Homer,
because
we finally agree on something. I would be okay with that. I would 100% be okay with that right there.
We said that. We say he'd be head coach, and you have Rob Leonard be your defensive coordinator. You just got to find a good offensive coordinator, and he won't. He won't meddle. He won't meddle in there. on both sides. He'd be like, hey, I'm running the overall thing. I know my guy, Rob Leonard, he'll do what we'll collaborate, whatever, because they're all running the same defense. And then we'll have our offense coordinator do his thing over there on the other side of the ball. But now looking at all this, okay, Ashton Genty, he has the most yards from scrimmage. That's outside, not just running, not just rushing, but passing, all that, whatever, for the rookies right now. So you could check that was a good pick. Jack Besh, I felt like they didn't really got too many opportunities. Yeah, so right now
I think the jury's still out on Jack Besh.
I got confused. His report card is still incomplete. Darian Porter, that first year, I remember Asamoah was kind of up and down his first year, but that second year was a lockdown corner. I'm not going to say Darian Porter because I learned my lesson, Geno Smith. I'm not going to say he's the next Asamoah, but now that he's kind of getting used to the NFL speed, and he's only in his second year as cornerback because he was a receiver, and they moved him over to cornerback in the senior year in school. But we'll see how that goes. I feel like Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant, now it's still early, and they didn't get a lot of time because they weren't ready, but they're showing good promise. And you pair them up with, the question was in the comments about JPJ, pair them up with JPJ, and then maybe if Miller can come back fully healthy, on that tackle, you could put Grant on the right tackle, and then maybe even move in DJ Glaze into a guard position. You just got to figure out what you're going to do with center and the other guard position. If you're going to make JPJ your left guard, and then find that one center that everybody wants in free agency. I got to do my homework, so I don't know names right now, or whatever. But this offensive line can turn around with what they have right now. Just got to get them more opportunities. While we
were losing, put them in to get the all elusive game experience.
I don't know what that means because our coach doesn't know what that means. So I'm going to follow what my coach says, and he goes, "No, they're not ready." Okay, everything is practice, and unless it comes to the rookies, then it's not. They're not ready. Every game is practice, but until the rookies, they're not ready.
No. Everything is competition unless it comes to your quarterback.
Yeah, but if we're getting blown out, now the game is practice. But no, they're not ready for practice. Okay, they're just going to sit and watch. Dante Thornton. I really have high hopes for this guy.
I don't think we know what we have with him because in the beginning of the season, all they did was try to force the ball to him. So he never really had a chance to develop the skills, to learn the speed, to be able to learn the route running that he needs to be able to, finesse in there. So I think Thornton is another one. I don't know what we truly have with him.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have high hopes for him, but yeah, like you said, they kept forcing him, and then the balls that were thrown to him, he was like two guys on him in the interception because Geno Smith, the rookie. No, you threw it to him. Anyways. You got your D tackles, Tonka Hemingway and JJ Pegues. They show flashes, but they didn't get a lot of time in there. Tommy Malott, he was cut. Cam Miller is still on the practice squad.
He should have been anything outside of preseason with him?
No, they haven't even heard anything about him since the season started. So, and then Cody Lindenberg, he's been getting in and out, whatever, but we still don't know.
I think is more of a special teams guy right now.
Yeah. But as for on the offense, as for on the defense, we still don't know. So that's still, the jury is out for that one. But I don't know. So it's hard to do these shows when you already know they're going to lose. Like, what are we breaking down? We're breaking down how they're losing. All right, son, let's break down how they're losing. Okay. All right. Looking at Jackson Dart, the rookie, 22 of 30 to Geno Smith, 20 of 28. Geno Smith did throw an interception, but it kind of gets canceled out when you throw two interceptions. Jackson Dart didn't have to throw any touchdown passes because he had two rushing touchdowns.
Then you end
touchdowns.
Come on.
Sorry. It's New Year's
Two
Eve,
rushing
and I'm on my
touchdowns,
second drink.
Period. Now
Yes.
we move on.
Yes. So Jackson Dart, which from an article I read was Telesco's, he wanted to hit Jackson Dart, but he never got a chance to get him. Let me just ask you this, Asylum, okay? You watched the game. We all watched the game, whether we were rooted for which side or what, whatever. But some of the Giants commentators or ex-Giants or, whatever, people are associated with the Giants. Some are saying that this is fool's gold when it comes to Jackson Dart. For the little bit you saw against the Raiders, and I know you can't really, that's not a really great bar to measure on because it's the Raiders and none of their stars are playing right now. But do you think that we missed out on Jackson Dart? I already know Homer's going to say, no, we missed out on Shedeur Sanders. Look what he's doing.
Well,
he beat the Steelers.
We had a chance to get Jackson Dart, before they did. And I think we might have missed out on an opportunity there. Again, he was one of ours as well as Demon King's.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember, Demon King also liked him. He was one of our, the later round picks because I did not want to take a quarterback in the first fucking round or the second round, in going. So obviously, but again, we're not going to play what ifs when it comes to that. Okay? Because
what's the phrase?
Huh?
What's the phrase for what ifs?
If ifs were fists, we'd all be drunk.
Hey, for 20-something years.
We're not going to play the what ifs because it comes down to you could do that with every fucking draft.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Plain and fucking simple. You could have done it in every fucking draft. Yeah, it's funny you say that, but watch the damn Browns draft yet another fucking quarterback because they don't even believe in fucking Sanders. All right? Just watch what happens in the first fucking round. But, we can't play that ifs, the what ifs in this situation because what if we drafted fucking Megatron instead of Jamarcus Russell?
Who's going to throw it to him?
It's everybody was better than fucking Jamarcus Russell. Okay?
But we didn't know that.
Again, we can't play. We all know when it comes to the draft, it is a gamble 100% of the time. You don't know what you're getting. Some players can make that leap. When we got Max Crosby in the 4th round, did you think he was going to be what he is now?
No, and I remember that game. There was a home game in the preseason that in the clip we played where he broke his hand. It was him and another defensive end. They both got injured. They were both rookies. I forget who the other one was, but he came back that second half. Was all taped up and all wrapped up because he was like, "No, I got to make this team. If I'm injured, I'm done." And he had that will to win, our Davis phrase, and he wanted to go out there and prove that, no, I'm making this team. I don't care if I have one hand, two hands, and one leg. Right now, he's like, I don't care if I have one knee, two knees, whatever. Still with that same mindset, which is, great as a football player in the football league. But we didn't know. We don't
know. The draft is a gamble 100%. You're going to find diamonds in the rough. You're going to get solid position players who are not the greatest, but serviceable. You're going, there's always that. But when it comes down to it, it's always a fucking gamble. So playing the what if game, you might as well just fucking put that pew and just go ahead and I don't want to say it here. I don't want to get a span for anything. But, I think y'all catch the drift. You might as well just put yourself out of your misery because all you're going to fucking do is fucking. Hold on. Sanders spanked us in Las Vegas and said that he was the QB we were looking for after. He didn't spank us in the fucking thing. He had one goddamn touchdown. Nice spanking. Gino has more fucking touchdowns in a single game. Gino spanked some people too. You know what? keep up. I know you're trying to get me going. Sanders fucking sucks. He is going to be replaced. Plain and simple. And when he's out, you will come back and say Sanders wasn't shit.
Sanders over Smith.
You know what? There's a lot of quarterbacks right now. I'll take over Smith.
Jamarcus Russell?
Could be a possibility. He at least knew how to throw a ball.
It's not a great comparison between Geno Smith and everybody else. That's like saying 0 to anything else. Okay, well.
I'll take Marinovich over Smith.
Marinovich. Oh. How about Mark Wilson?
Over Smith, yeah.
Andrew Walter. I like Andrew Walter.
Yeah. Over Smith, hands down.
He just had a bad line. He
did not get the opportunity that he deserved. He got screwed. Over Smith.
Okay. Last one. Aaron Brooks, 2006 with Art Shell, or Geno Smith, 2025 with Pete Carroll? Oh.
Brooks
didn't really have too much time. He got hurt in the first game of the season.
Yeah, I'll take the potential that Brooks gave us over fucking Geno Smith.
I'll take what could have been the Saints Smith. The Saints Brooks over Seattle Smith. I don't know. I said this joke too. To you the other day when I said you would have found one. You would have put Brooks over.
I think the world's going to end at 12 o'clock. Me and Homer are agreeing on a few things today. Everyone, I hope you have all your affairs in order because the world might end.
All right, what about this one on? And I don't have the video, but they were talking about this on X when they showed the video of Pete Carroll talking. He was having a conversation with Russell Wilson on the sideline in this last game. Hypothetically speaking, not trying to put it out there in the universe, but what if Russell Wilson says, "I'll stay in the league for one more year, coach, if you sign me onto your team. And I'll end it with you, Coach Carroll. If he stays on, because we don't know now. We don't know what the vision is right now. None of us know anything. But Russell Wilson, would you take a Russell Wilson now? He had one good game this year against the Cowboys where they were slinging it back and forth. And then after that, and that's when they brought in Jackson Dart. But Russell Wilson, 2026, if Pete Carroll's still here.
Over Smith, yes.
Oh, just no, in general. No,
as long as it's over Geno Smith. Everybody over Geno Smith.
I don't care. As long as it's not Geno Smith, I don't care.
At least he wasn't afraid to run.
I'll take Phillip Rivers right now over Geno Smith.
He may be old, he may be slow, but he was not afraid to fucking run.
Hey, give me Phillip Rivers right now over Geno Smith.
Yeah.
You know, I hated Geno Smith. I mean, I hate Geno Smith now, but I hated Phillip Rivers when he was with the Chargers. I didn't really care too much when he was with the Colts because it was a COVID year and whatever. But seeing him now, 44 years old, you know, he got the gut going on. He's out. He looks like Janikowski playing quarterback.
Dad bod.
He's grandpa. He got the granddad bod. Okay, he got a grandchild. He's out there like, let me show you little whippersnappers how we used to do it back in 2000, back in 1999. I'm a fan now. Okay, I'm a fan. If they said Raiders sign Phillip Rivers, hey, is Geno Smith still on the team? No? Let's go. Let's go, old man. Make sure you get offensive line though, because he's still older. Okay, he'd be 45 now. Okay, you're gonna have an old coach and an old quarterback. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Homer this: why Mendoza over the Oregon quarterback? I'm gonna start watching film on this shit because I know it's gonna be coming up, and I haven't seen anything on either one. Dante Moore. Why Mendoza over him? I want to know. Honest question. No setup, no nothing. Why Mendoza over Moore?
Well, tomorrow, that's the game. Indiana and I forget who the other. And the Rose Bowl, the playoff, whatever. So we'll get to see Mendoza tomorrow night. See what he looks like. If and I haven't watched college football, but now I might get a chance to and watch it.
Okay. But Homer, is that the only reason? The Heisman? Well, I'm not asking the right away. I'm asking Homer why Mendoza. Is it because of the Heisman?
It's because he has that Derek Carr trait. He has the faith. He's the guy. I don't know. I never saw him play, so I haven't had a chance to saw him play yet, but I will watch tomorrow night. To see what it looks like. I don't get a chance to really watch TV, you know? I'm not in charge of the Netflix over here. Meaning the Netflix is always on, and I don't get a chance to watch my TV. So yeah, I will be doing a lot of I got to do a lot of homework and trying to catch up as we go into the off season and the draft in a few months. But I want to see what he looks like tomorrow night against or I don't even know. That's how much I know about college football right now. Is that much? That's why we have Demi King. But I want to see what it looks like and see how he does.
Okay, that's a good legitimate reason. That's a good legitimate reason. I just wanted to know. It's a name I'm hearing a lot of. I haven't had the opportunity to ask, so I wanted to ask.
It's because he is Cuban American. And the last time I won a Super Bowl was with a Latino American, was with Jim Plunkett, who was Mexican American, and our coach was Mexican American, which means we need to do as close as not this one. We got to do as close as we can and get not that one. And get Brian Flores. There you go, running back. If it's not going to be Tom Flores, it's going to be Brian Flores. And we're going to have Mendoza. And we're going to run it. And we're going to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl next year. That's how it's going to go. Just like Super Bowl 15. Yeah, delusional Raider fan is back. Yeah, new year, new me. No, it's not. Yeah. I'm just joking, kind of. But we will see. But now, I got one more video, okay? This is Arcadio's favorite segment. AP has surfaced again. I think he's been our top Raider hater of the year. So he gets our Raider hater award after he got fired. So, Asylum, can you please play that intro so we can get on with AP?
Why you wanna play a hate on me?
First of all, should I add Geno Smith to that intro?
Why? But then you could add Max Crosby. But you could add Max Crosby because he did it at that Seahawks game.
Yeah. But it wasn't for him, though. You know, has to be a him. So, anyways,
no, we're not adding Geno to shit. We're trying Geno out of everything. We're trying to erase Geno's memory. Why do you think I'm constantly drinking?
Because we're Raider fans, and that's how we get through each season, all right? All right, now, this has been going around the circuit, but this has been going around the circuit, so let's kind of like really, listen to the whole thing, not out of context, so we'll listen to the whole thing. So, this is before the Raider-Giants game, and of course, we all know the Raiders and the Giants are fighting for the number 1 seed. Whoever loses wins, and whoever wins loses. We're opposite day. So AP, I'm not gonna call him that. Antonio Pierce. Okay, he is no longer AP. He's Antonio Pierce now. Okay, he's back to being Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce had his critique on the decision of sitting Max Crosby and Brock Bowers. So here's that video right here. And I want to know what you think of this because we already know what we're going to say, but here's the whole thing in context. Here we go.
Number one pick. They want a franchise quarterback. I want a franchise quarterback. Everybody wants a franchise quarterback. And this game is all about that. And that's why you see, and you have saw, what has transpired with the rosters. And we'll get into that later. I'll let you tee me up. I don't care what anybody says. You play all that money in Vegas to go see Max Crosby, to see Brock Bowers. You don't want to see the backups. You want to see those guys. And the thing that's interesting, Max Crosby, I believe, the last 6 or 7 games, has played in every game, every snap. Brock Bowers loves football. So to see those two gentlemen removed, injury-related, to IR, is disappointing. But I get it, because you don't want to see this over again with the Raiders, either through free agency or just putting a Band-Aid on it, the quarterback position. You got an opportunity to get the number 1 pick. And if there's a guy there that you love, you got to take him.
I know the future is more important than right now, particularly when you're battling over losing against the Giants. Sit your best players down, get them healthy, so those fans that come in for the Raider experience, they can enjoy it when there is a franchise quarterback, when there is an all-pro defensive end, when there is an all-pro tight end. Call up Howie.
Howie?
We should call him.
Cal's bugging out right now.
I'm bugging out, but I'm serious, bro. If you want Max Crosby to continue to be Max Crosby, sometimes you got to just give him a raw hide and say, go sit down in your bed for a little bit.
Me and Max Crosby would be fighting right now if I did that to him.
Man.
It'll be UFC 335, whatever number they're on now.
Bring some backup.
This dude loves football. Brock Bowers loves football, and I think it's hard. Forget the coach AP, the player AP. If somebody told me I'm healthy and I want to play, and my drive, my passion, my love is to play the game of football, you let me play. There's no way I'm sitting. And maybe that's why Max walked out. I don't know. I'll leave it up to those guys. But I was with Max for 3 years. And I understand the pain, the effort, the sweat, the blood, the tears that he puts into that organization. And I know it hurt him to be set down. And that's why he probably went home and said, you know what, I need to breathe.
I have no doubt he was pissed off, but I think it was the right choice, AP.
Yeah, for the organization. But as a player, you are paid to play 18 games.
Yep.
Well, okay, so you just said it was better for an organization. So what would you have done?
Yeah, I need a quarterback.
Okay.
So you say,
so
Max,
there you go.
You go sit over there.
I'm not talking to Max. AP's not talking to Max. Artex, Mark Davis, somebody, Tom Brady, you go talk to him.
This is what the locker room conversations are like, though.
And that's what it was. And there was probably some chairs being moved around in there.
Yes.
I'm walking up.
See?
All right, Asylum. It's funny how AP doesn't acknowledge that, well, we had to do it last year. All of a sudden, he knows nothing about what happens behind the scenes, or he was a part of that last year. Oh, if it was me, no, no. I was trying to remember when everything happened. 2024 season, according to ChatGPT, Crosby injured his ankle in week 2 of 2024 and dealt with it for most of the season. He was ruled out before the Raiders' week 15 game against the Falcons. On December 14, 2024, we announced he would miss the remainder of the 2024 season due to ankle surgery. This is around the same time frame, give or take a few weeks and all that, whatever. And I know the injury last year was more severe, and he said that when we played the clip, when he talked to Jim Gray, that the injury last year was more severe than the injury this year, but it still goes back to Max Crosby, you're hurt. We know you want to be out there, but we're going to sit you down. But why, though, this year? 1, Max Crosby got upset. 2, AP is not trying to acknowledge that he did that last year. And 3, I don't have a 3, but it just sounded cool to say 3. Asylum, take it away.
Oh, I can take it. Well, I mean, I'm going to go because it ties into Homer's comment right there. Carroll is greater than AP because of those meaningless wins. Sorry, we're back to disagreeing because you don't build a winning fucking culture by losing. We've done enough of that. You lose, it gets into the players' souls, and then we're seeing it this year with the fact that half of them don't want to be on the fucking field. Winning games is how you build a winning culture. Not by losing. So, suck for luck. All this other shit. Let's go back to the suck for luck and the tank for Tua. Right? Luck lasted what?
Pandova for Mendoza.
Oh, Luck lasted 5 years and then retired. Tua, what is it? 5 years, and now everyone's calling for him to fucking go. So what? You want a quarterback for 5 fucking years? It's not a winning culture. You got to build a culture. Okay? You want to joke about it right now. What's that? Yeah, we don't know what it is because we focus too much on fucking losing. Let's lose. Let's get this. Let's lose. Let's get that. Let's lose. Let's get that. Let's try winning and see what that does to a team. You risk a quarter, you can move up in the fucking draft. There's other avenues to get what you want. But even with a quarterback, you get Mendoza. But the rest of the team is on a losing culture. And you continue to lose. What the fuck do you do to Mendoza? Now he's got that losing culture, and you're right back there with the Derek Carr years, where you're not building the shit the right way. You have to build a winning culture. You have to build a culture that not only players, but coaches want to come to. You can bring up Smith all you want. I didn't want fucking Geno Smith. You know who the fuck I wanted. And even Pete Carroll's afraid of his ass right now because he's better than fucking Geno Smith.
We saw.
But you have to build a winning culture. You have to build it. And it starts with winning games.
We saw the draft. We saw the draft this past season, a few months back, whatever. But looking at just the draft history alone as the Las Vegas Raiders since 2020. Now, no, different coaches, different administration, different GMs and all that, whatever. But if you got all these guys, whether it was Gruden and Mayock, whether it was McDaniels and Ziegler or Telesco, well, actually, no, they're still on the team. It's still early for them. But nobody has really stuck. And AP had no choice but to start AOC and imagine that AOC wins games and ruins the draft. You play to win the game, but where's AOC now sitting because we don't want a guy out there doing his job. We are still, until he's no longer on the team, and maybe after, I don't know, Team Ramrod, and we said it, Asylum is going going at it with Homer in the comments, but we had a whole thing. We had a whole debate, and Asylum was supposed to do a debate today, but that Seahawks fan kind of flew away. I don't know what happened, but about between AOC, I want to say AOC, Aiden O'Connell, and Gardner Minshew, and you knew that Antonio Pierce probably wanted Gardner Minshew to be the guy. I'm sorry. He wanted O'Connell to be the guy, but he ended up choosing Gardner Minshew as a head coaching decision, whatever. And we don't know what could have happened. He is still on the team.
In that room. I'll be based off of what AP had said. It's because he allowed 3 people in that room.
Yeah.
AP has said it. His biggest mistake of last year was not doing shit the way he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
If you're the head coach and you want somebody to start at quarterback, that motherfucker starts at quarterback. You don't go in there with the GM and your offensive fucking coordinator and say, who do you guys want? And we're going to take a vote, and whoever gets the most votes wins. That was AP's fuck up.
Yeah. And for somebody who wanted to be head coach, I'd be like, I'm going to make my own decision. So if I do get fired, I can say that I did it. I called all the shots. Okay, it is what it is. But you have more regret when you're like, okay, we'll do it your way. Okay, we'll do it your way. That's how Ziegler got fired. Okay, we'll do it your way. Oh, okay, yeah. And Mark Davis, oh yeah. You couldn't you didn't know your job? Okay, well, I guess you're gonna have to go too if you didn't know that. I do miss Gruden. Let me ask you something, Homer. Gruden or Del Rio? We had that conversation last Wednesday. Gruden or Del Rio? If you had to go back in time, not necessarily go back in time, but if you had to pull from the past and use him as your head coach for now.
Only choices are those 2 choices.
And your only choices are those 2 choices. Would you go Gruden or would you go Del Rio? And I will even bring up that old graphic. Del Rio for DC. Hey, he's like, push. No. I'll bring up that old graphic for you, Homer, so you can see what we were doing. It's up here somewhere. I had it up here. There it is. It's coming up. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Here we go. All right, Homer. Former head coach comparison. John Gruden, Jack Del Rio. John Gruden, Child's Play Part 3, or Jack the Ripper Part, I don't know what number they're on, but maybe, I don't know. It'll be number 2 for us. Okay. So you got Chucky 3, Jack the Ripper number 2, I guess. Who would you pick? Jack Del Rio, though, he brought the team up from nowhere, and they were 12-4. John Gruden took that team that Jack Del Rio built in a way, because it wasn't like they were winning in that last year when Jack Del Rio lost. Got fired after that, whatever. Jack Del Rio knew that his time was limited whenever John Gruden decided to come out of retirement from Monday Night Football. But,
gee, kind of sounds like a common theme there for Gruden, huh?
Grew over Del Rio. Del Rio lost a lot.
But it's funny how Gruden seems to take somebody else's team to go win something. He takes something somebody else built, and all of a sudden it's his.
Vance Joseph was fired as head coach in Denver, and what's he doing now? Bring Del Rio back as DC. Hey? Also, Reggie building a roster he didn't do as well in Washington. Well, I don't want him to be the GM. I just want him to just coach the guys, okay? Get him all fired up, know the Raider way. Everyone, okay, look it. This is the problem with the Raiders, okay? Everyone needs to do their own job. Okay, stay out of my cubicle. You stay over there. Get off my grass. I know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing. I'm going to stay in my lane. You stay in your lane. I'm a GM because I can't coach football, but I know football. I'm a head coach because I can coach football. Not necessarily all head coaches know how to pick talent. I know how to coach the guys up, but I don't necessarily know how to pick talent. I know the old phrase of Bill Parcells, when he said, how can I let me buy the groceries so I can cook the meal, something like that, whatever, that old phrase. I'm paraphrasing. But sometimes, you know what? I don't need you to be that guy. Just coach the team. We got a GM. If you want to dabble into learning what we're doing over here in the war room, that's fine. But I'm the GM and you're the head coach. I will let you run your team if you let me run my draft and my scouts. And just go from there. Because all this going back and forth with the coach is calling this guy and the GM is like the GM has no marbles.
No marbles.
The GM has no marbles.
No marbles.
No marbles. Okay. Ever since Al Davis passed away, the GM has no marbles. Okay. Bless you. Bless you. So.
Bless you.
Bless you. So, we need to know who is in charge. We need to know who the guy is because we keep hearing all these stories about, Brady, he hears things through his trainer. That's the main trainer right now for the Raiders. That's how he hears everything. And also from Spytek. Spytek tells him everything. But Spytek is not there to make the calls. He's just there to say what Brady says. He's just a megaphone. Brady's the voice. We can't keep doing that. Can't keep doing that. And that's why we're still here. Over here, if we lose, we clinch. I want to have games where if we win, we clinch. Okay? I want to get to that point, where we're like, if we win, we clinch the number 1 seed. Not if we lose, we clinch the number 1 pick in the draft. Getting tired of that. So, Brady should have brought Vrabel. Hindsight, hey. But you know what?
it goes back to the whole Ben Johnson conversation. Vrabel wanted nothing to do with the Raiders. He wanted the Patriots job, and he got the job he wanted. You can't bring in a coach who does not want to come. Al Davis shouldn't have died. I mean, come on. Let's be realistic about this shit. You can't bring in a coach who does not want to come coach for you. It doesn't matter about the fucking money, and we're hearing all about that from fucking San Francisco and Sala, because apparently we offered a shit ton of money, and he took less to go back to fucking San Francisco. You can't bring in a coach. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but it didn't fucking happen.
Yeah. But with the AP thing,
back to the fucking Raider hater.
With the AP thing, I mean, if you tie in what AP said and you tie in what Pete Carroll said,
there, Homer, I actually agreed with you on that statement. Or did you already forget that?
It is New Year's Eve. We're all getting ready for New Year's. I don't know who's celebrating right now or going to be celebrating 20 minutes. Taking shots for every single time someone celebrates. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't think that the Max Crosby thing was a Pete Carroll decision. The fact that AP doesn't admit that, because, he said, well, sometimes you got to protect the player from the player. And since I was a player, I understand what it's like to be the player and to have to tell him, like, hey, you're hurt, you're injured, Now, the ankle injury last year was more severe than it was the knee injury now this year. Yeah, he was able to.
As far as we know.
Yeah, and we know that. We know that. He was in and out of the lineup during that year last year under AP, and they finally shut him down when he had to get surgery in the middle towards the end of the season. But in meaningless games. And if you really want to go for that number one pick, you sit him down. You don't package it that way, even though no matter what, it's going to show that, well, you're just, no, he was always on the injury reserve. I mean, on the injury chart. So we got to put on injury reserve. Same thing with Bowers. And I would protect them all from this mess. And if you get a better, a competent guy.
Again, it still looks funny when Pete Carroll played an injured fucking Brock Bowers for 3 or 4 games, whatever it was, and now all of a sudden Brock Bowers is also, I believe, for the same knee, correct? Why he's on the injury report. So yeah, it looks fishy when you say it here at the end of the season, but at the beginning of the season, you did the complete fucking opposite.
Oh, man, my quarterback prediction is over. Phillip Rivers done playing. He shut it down for 2026. All right, I guess we got to draft the quarterback then. We will see.
We were almost the first.
Tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. We'll see what he looks like tomorrow. Mendoza. I guess that's all I got, Because how much can we go and keep talking about this team when we know what they're doing? We know they're trying to lose. We can talk about the game a little bit, I guess. Saddam, I guess real quick. We saw, okay, let's see this. Okay, we saw this graphic right here. We saw this right here. Now, if the Giants win and the Raiders win, Raiders took it the number one pick. The Giants win. It's overall the pick is the Raiders because, we have one less win than the Giants do. I know it all depends on strength of schedule, but we have the least amount of wins. So,
as of right now.
But my question to you is, are you rooting for the Giants to win or you don't care?
I don't give a fuck. I told you, I flat out don't give a fuck about where we draft. I really don't give a fuck. I said it before Max Crosby. I said it with Max Crosby, and I'll continue to say it. I don't give a flying fuck if we're picking 1 or 32nd. Well, 32nd because we won the Super Bowl. But in this point, 1, 10, 14, 16, I don't give a fuck about all this middle of the draft. Teams have made shit work. Okay? You want that number 1 pick, you'll end up with that number 1 pick. It's going to cost you one way or the other. It's either going to cost you a season or it's going to cost you draft capital. But if you want that player, you go out and go and get that player. You do what it takes. Okay?
Yes.
I don't care. I want to start changing the culture. I want a winning culture. And it does not start by losing game after game after game after game.
Herman Edwards said it best. We play to win the game. Argyle Sox.
That
is true.
We pay a lot of money to go to the games, just to watch the games with all the damn different streaming apps that you have to get. I don't pay. I never pay. I paid to watch the team lose. 17 fucking years. Okay?
Yeah.
We don't do it every week in hopes that they're going to fucking lose. So why are you going to start that mentality now? All for a player you know absolutely nothing about when it comes to the pro level. Can he play in the pro level? Everybody wanted Jamarcus fucking Russell. How'd that turn out for you? Everybody wanted Ryan Leaf. How'd that turn out for the fucking Chargers?
Ryan Leaf was the worst overall number 1 pick until we brought in and drafted Jamarcus Russell.
Now the debate is up. Which one is worse? It can go either way. The point is, we don't know. Yes, we could have inklings. You could do a lot of research and you can find out if somebody has the potential and it could work out. And most of the time, these professionals can be right.
Yes.
But in the end, we don't know. Some people just cannot make it on the professional level.
We will see. That's all we. Let's, before we end, I want to play that again, Kay. We got a lot of people watching. Let's do the CMN one more time, and then we'll start closing out the show so that we can get ready for the New Year's. I hope we helped you getting drunk, but if you're going out, make sure you're safe. Asylum, you want to play that one more time just to see him in? We got some people watching.
This is CMN, a cage match news update.
Hello, this is Asylum Burgundy at the Al Davis news desk for your cage match news update. Well, it's not like we're surprised they lost, so why are we talking about it? With this man still playing, we knew what the deal was. Even against the other worst team, we knew we were safe.
Shoot, we're in position to score.
Yeah! Gino missed with his interception from the Raiders.
This is the Tank Fest, so we're trying to lose. And Geno Smith, doesn't matter if we're trying to lose, win, not do anything. He's due to throw a pick.
But for the rest of us that can't cheer for a Raider loss, we felt like this.
Que sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, what will be, will be. Que sera.
I mean, come on, even this fight seemed mailed in. No one came to help and no flags. The only excitement was this referee running like he was entering the ring at Royal Rumble. Give me a break. This reminds me of the Cold Suck for Luck campaign. What's our slogan? Bend over for Mendoza. This is what it's come to. Honestly, I have no words to comment about that. Let's move on. Well, it's New Year's Eve, and I want to wish everyone a safe night. Hopefully 2026 brings more happiness, fortune, and some damn victories. Because another year of this losing shit is gonna make me insane.
And actually,
that's what it
is out there for it being New Year's Eve. Everyone go, please don't drink and drive. Call an Uber. There is so many different ways. Be responsible. Do not drink and drive, please. We all want you here for the off season and the regular season of next year.
Yes, and new year, new me. Get your resolutions in and make sure that you follow and stick with him. My resolution is to make $40 million by the end of the year, of the end of 2026. So,
good. I like your resolution. You kick some down this way.
Yes, my same resolution is for the Raiders to win the Super Bowl. I aim high. What does it go? If you aim for the stars, you land on the moon. I don't know.
If you don't reach for the stars, you'll never reach them. But even if you reach the moon, that is okay.
Okay, that is too long for a T-shirt.
Something like that.
Or a bumper sticker. You're just making up words right now, okay? It is. If you can't see the stars, then aim for the moon or something. Or
it is not like that, but whatever.
If you
it's your lie, I'll let you tell it.
If you reach for the stars, you might end up on Uranus. I don't know. But try hard and prosper. Whatever.
Hey, all I have to say is, how would you know? How would you know?
Oh yeah.
you know Asylum Burgundy that well?
Okay. Bring it back. Okay. Hold on. All right. That is our show for today. We're ending on that note. Asylum, do you have any last words? Testing. There we go. I thought I lost you.
There you go. He might have it here. That might be closer to what it is.
Oh, I thought it was shoot for the stars, or if not, you'll land on Uranus. I don't know. I used to.
All I'd say is let's get this fucking season over.
Yes.
And be done with it.
This is how it is. We're just here, just trying to, talk some Raider football, but we know that it is what it is, okay? But I want to thank everybody. He's going the Alyssa, wrong one. He's going for the why am I forgetting her name?
Alanis Morissette?
No. That's my cousin Vinny. Oh, I'm forgetting her name. Oh, that's a cardinal sin as a man. You forget her name.
Marissa Tomei?
Yes, that one. Marissa Tomei. The Marissa Tomei route. All right. Everybody, Happy New Year. And be safe. Like Asylum said, if you're going anywhere, make sure that you don't drink and drive. Get a Waymo, whatever they're called right now, okay? Or whatever. I know people who call their 13-year-old child, hey, yeah, you can drive. You can see. Just put the seatbelt down, whatever. Anyways, have a good night. Take care. And have a great New Year's, okay? Yes, everyone stay at home. My mom says right there, stay home. That's it. All right. We end every show like we always do with a word from Coach Wallace, a.k.a. Raider Milk.
I can't disagree with that one either. World's ending. Me and Homer agreed more than disagreed this year.
Yes. Oh, God, I can't stand you. All right. Everyone, have fun. I know, but whatever. He won. I have to admit it. I got whatever. Have a good night. Celebrate and be safe. Take care. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year. Oh, yeah. Dig it.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.